Hey everyone, welcome to the very first edition of Top Rope Talk. It's going to be your only show on OWTV to hear all about your professional wrestling wants, needs, loving. I'm here with Rigo, Garay. Rigo, how you doing today, bud?
Doing great. Just really excited after that awesome, monumental WrestleMania.
It was a lot better than we expected it to be.
It really was. It met my needs and wants.
It was great. So let's get right to it. I guess we'll start with one of the cooler parts of it. We'll get to the matches in a minute. What was your favorite entrance?
Well, being that we just survived Judgment Day, we just survived the bomb dropping on us, we just survived the apocalypse. With that Triple H's entrance,
The Terminator, that was sick.
it was Judgment Day in that arena, people. It was a nuclear disaster, and it was amazing. He came out dressed up as a Terminator. He had the T-1000 Terminator. I'm a huge Terminator fan. And he had the T-1000 Terminators coming out with him, and he came out to Time to Play the Game song, right?
Yep. It was the first time he came out to that song since his last wrestling match.
Yeah.
Last year, WrestleMania. The whole year during the Authority angle, he uses King of Kings.
And newly Hall of Famer Arnold Schwarzenegger introduced him to that to the match.
That was great.
And
it was a really great match.
He said, "It's time to play the game," or something
Yep.
like that, right?
WrestleMania, get ready. It's time to play the game.
It was glorious.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that was my favorite entrance. My second favorite was Bray Wyatt's entrance.
The Scarecrows were sick.
Yeah, it just stinks because it was a nighttime, and I wanted it to be nighttime because you can actually, see the fireflies, the people with the cell phones.
That would have been an awesome sight too.
But nonetheless, Triple H's theme song, we survived Judgment Day with that theme song, with that entrance. It was amazing.
So let's touch on a few of the matches. We'll start with the top opening match and the ladder match. Oh my God.
Yeah. What are your views on it?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed a lot of the spots in it. As expected, Ambrose, Ziggler, they took some insane spots, but the Yes Man came up victorious.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really enjoy that match as much. I felt like there was no suspense to it. Do you know, like a good ladder match, like at the end of the ladder match, there's usually like the chase, and like it's almost like an elimination process.
Right.
One guy climbs the ladder, then he gets taken out. Another guy climbs it, then he gets taken out, and like each one of them get wiped out until the final guy grabs it.
Well, they had that with Bryan and Ziggler.
Yeah, but with the headbutts, but it was just that.
Right.
Like, there was no suspense. There was no like, could it be him? Could it be him? No, it was just either these two are going to make it. The two crowd favorites. And it was just like, and I felt
you
like
weren't a fan of it. You wanted it, possibly even teasing a heel maybe winning, like
yeah.
Harper or Barrett.
Harper, yeah, I love Harper. But, or Dean would have been great. Dean got taken out halfway in the match. Like, I don't know. And it was a little too quick, don't you think?
It was what it was. It was a return to the ladder match to WrestleMania, which a lot of people wanted since they retired Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. So for having a ladder match, it was good.
Yeah.
Next up, let's see. John Cena taking out the mighty Bulgarian Brute with Lana and Toad with an awesome entrance from Rusev. Cena wins. LOL.
That entrance was awesome. This guy comes out on a tank. Okay, a military tank. He comes out in an arena full of people with a tank. I can't stress just how awesome that is and just how glorious that was.
For
even though he lost. And me being a huge Rusev fan, I could put my nationalism on the side, my American pride on the side to have Rusev win. But what do you think of that?
It was a decent match. I feel like it was expected that Cena was going to win.
It was.
Unfortunately, I really would like to see Rusev get his quote-unquote WrestleMania moment, taking out the mighty John Cena. But
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know what? At the same time, I'm glad it was Cena that took him out. Because think about it, like who else would? You know what I mean? And I'm glad that he survived to WrestleMania. What I'm scared about Rusev now is that he's going to be the typical, like
dropping down the card.
Yeah. And it's gonna just like every other Crusher heel, especially like the whole anti-American heel. We've seen that so many times, and what happens to them? They just go.
True. So as well on the card, we had the mighty Undertaker, the legendary Phenom, against the new face of fear, Bray Wyatt. What do you think?
I think Bray Wyatt is my favorite wrestler right now. So, I knew Taker wasn't going to lose this one. I knew he was going to win this one right off the bat. So I was expecting it. I'm glad that it wasn't one of those matches that Bray was being tossed around the whole time. I'm glad that Bray kicked out of how many tombstones did he kick out?
He kicked out of one, but the fact that he did kick out of a tombstone, and at this point, the Undertaker shocked look is just becoming a WrestleMania thing in and of itself. It started at 25 against Shawn. That was the first one really where he was like, oh my God, he kicked out. But this one was good. What do you think of his look? I mean,
Taker?
He's back to the leather pants, has hair again.
Yeah. He looks like $1 million.
He looks great.
Yeah.
A lot better than last year, actually.
He did last year. Yeah, last year he looked like he was really sick, but he looked pretty good.
Yeah. I think he's going to be good to go next year.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we have the new face of fear now, so.
Very true. But one of the biggest parts of WrestleMania, Granddaddy, the main event, Roman Reigns, Suplex City. Well, if you saw WrestleMania, you know the following line. But that was great. City.
It was a great match. Roman Reigns held, he held a good match. A lot of people doubted him. A lot of people thought that it was going to be garbage, but
we saw blood.
We saw blood finally. Yeah. And, he did a great job. He held his own,
However, the elephant in the room, it wasn't Brock Lesnar and it wasn't Roman Reigns that won. Rigo, you predicted this.
I predicted this last episode.
Take it. Go for it.
The first thing I said was Seth is going to win, period. I had faith in Seth Rollins. I had faith in him. I knew he was going to take it, and he did. And that moment when he came out and he did those curb stomps, and it was just spectacular. You don't understand how happy I am to see this guy make it.
Seeing 70,000 people become unglued was awesome.
It was amazing. Good for him.
And then the picture at the end for the closing moments of Mania. Yep.
Wow. Amazing. He's this generation's Eddie Guerrero, and that's what I love. His wrestling style.
I'm sorry, what?
This generation's Eddie Guerrero. With his wrestling style and the fact that he came out of a faction.
That's a huge comparison.
I have faith in him. Did you see the Three Amigos that he pulled a few pay-per-views ago? And he came out of a faction, and then he just won the way he wrestles, I feel like he almost has like a luchador aspect to him. Not really, but sort of. True. He's just as technical as Eddie. He's a high flyer like Eddie. I see it.
We'll see.
I see it.
So, and as much as WrestleMania is one of the biggest shows of the year, Raw, probably the second biggest show, has become.
Raw was like WrestleMania Part 2.
Yeah.
That Ziggler and Daniel
Raw
Bryan
after
match
really has become that the past few years.
Really
we had Lesnar's return after, 28?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, 28.
Wow.
You had 27, the match made for WrestleMania 28.
Yeah.
It was great.
The fact, that Daniel Bryan match with Dolph Ziggler, the Cena and Dean Ambrose matches, those are WrestleMania matches on their own.
In of itself.
It was
great. Bryan and Ziggler easily could have gone like a 20-minute classic.
It's an amazing match.
Maybe one day. Yeah. So one of the most awesome things about that Raw was the NXT presence. NXT got a huge shine on the main roster.
Yep.
You had that cool six-man tag with Sin Cara, Kalisto, the Lucha Dragons, the Ascension. Amazing. For me, though, my favorite NXT moment, the debut of Adrian Neville. Or just Neville, but...
That was great. I was not expecting that. I didn't know that. I haven't been.
I loved his new gear. I loved the fact that he now is pyro. He looks like a legitimate main roster superstar.
I hope that he does well, and I hope that the company doesn't Bo Dallas him.
Oh, don't start.
I'm just saying. I'm not jinxing it, but I'm just saying. I hope he does well. I really do, because I really like Adrian.
So this is one of your favorite parts, the WTF moment.
Yes. This week's WTF moment goes to Sheamus. What in the heck was that?
That hair, though.
That hair, that look that he has was awful. What was that?
You have it right now on your screen. I want to hear somehow what you guys think of it, but
it was just the dumbest
it was
thing
insane.
ever. And the crowd was even saying, "You look stupid." Like,
oh, the crowd chants are always the best part.
It was great. He looked
Speaking
so
of the
bad.
crowd, more so their reaction, Brock Lesnar.
Man,
He was in full beast mode.
yeah,
He F5'd Michael Cole, which I know made so many fans, myself included, very happy. And then poor camera, man.
poor jobber. I'm pretty sure he's a rosebud. Yeah, Brock Lesnar, he had another temper tantrum, like he usually does, and he F5'd Michael Cole, he F5'd a cameraman. It was great. It was a great Raw.
He was suspended indefinitely. I think it's going to lead probably more towards his return at SummerSlam. But hey, we'll talk about that at a later date.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us for our WrestleMania recap show. I'm Josh. Again, this is Rigo.
Rigo.
This has been Top Rope Talk on OWTV. We'll catch you next time.